All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. We are talking about the Super Bowl. We're a little bit over a week away, and it's obviously the Seahawks versus the Patriots. But I wanted to maybe get ahead of it a little bit and talk about it, a little bit of a preview. I got no notes. Laptop's not even in this room. Just clicking record, talking about it. This is awesome. My prediction originally was Seattle versus Denver, and I still think it would have been Seattle versus Denver if Bo Nix had played that football game, but he didn't. New England has been unbelievably healthy this season. Seattle has been unbelievably healthy this season. These are by far the two best teams in the NFL. They're meeting up in the Super Bowl in Santa Clara, a little bit over a week away. We've got the Pro Bowl. I think the Pro Bowl's tomorrow. I'm not really sure. I stopped watching the Pro Bowl a couple of years ago, but I will watch it and probably make a video on it because it's fallen off pretty badly, all right? But I haven't been this excited in a Super Bowl in a very long time. I'm not a Mahomes hater. I'm not a Mahomes enthusiast. I like and appreciate good football, but the whole Chiefs thing for the last 5+ years, I'm sick of it, right? I'm just sick of it. Last year's Super Bowl, Philadelphia versus Kansas City, that might have been like the least inspired I've ever been before a Super Bowl. Like, honestly, maybe ever. I've got nothing for the Philadelphia Eagles, really. I got nothing for Kansas City, and I was just kind of sick of both of those two teams. So this year, you get Seattle versus New England, and if we go back at any point in the season, like especially before the season began, and I told you New England versus Seattle was the Super Bowl, you'd be like, are you talking about 10 years ago? If I told you like halfway through the season it's going to be Seattle versus New England, you'd be like, talking about 10 years ago? If I told you before the playoffs started, you'd be like, wow, like I can actually see that, but could you imagine it? That would be cool, how lucky we would be if that were to concur. And that's what we get. And two very evenly matched teams. I think Seattle is like the technical slight favorite, and I think the Patriots defense is severely underrated. And Darnold versus Maye, one of these two QBs is going to have a Super Bowl ring. That's electric. I think Drake Maye I know he's the second youngest Super Bowl start as far as age goes. I can't word that, but you get the gist of it. So welcome back to the channel. We're just kind of riffing and raffing here. It's Saturday afternoon, pretty cold actually day here in Florida, and I'm just coming back from an illness. So you haven't seen a video on this channel in like 4 or 5 days. I've been desperately sick. I still am sick. I feel like I look super sick. In my eyes, I look like completely dead, but the worst is out of the way. We're back here. Thank you guys for 100 subscribers. The next goal, I guess, is 1,000, and I don't know when on earth we'll reach that if we do, but thank you for watching. Still got the mini microphone. I'm waiting on a Rode mic attachment, and I even emailed them yesterday because it's been over a week, but it's stuck in their warehouse in Mississippi because of all that snow. So hopefully everybody watching is safe. You got electricity, power, family, friends, everybody's healthy and good. But that's the rundown of what's going on here. And man, the whole lead up to the Super Bowl is funny because we're kind of already in the offseason, or you are in the offseason for 30 other teams in the NFL. I think we're like 8 out of 10 coaches hired. It looks like Clint Kubiak is going to be a member of the Las Vegas Raiders, but you see, Harbaugh got hired immediately. You saw Saleh get hired. You saw Hafley get hired. You saw Todd Monken recently get hired. And now you're seeing all the offensive coordinators. You're seeing all the defensive coordinators. You're about to start seeing more specialist, niche, positional coaches, defensive line, wide receivers, quarterbacks, all that fun stuff. You're seeing like Ben Johnson's coaching staff getting poached. Declan Doyle is going to get his first opportunity to call plays, which I'm super excited about for them, and maybe I might even make a video on that. But Ben Johnson's roster is getting poached, so I'm excited. But usually, so I've covered the NFL for like 4 years now, but I've never, like I said, the Super Bowl's always been like Kansas City versus San Francisco, the Philadelphia Eagles versus Kansas City, whatever it is. And, you're competing with NFL media. You're competing against Colin Cowherd. You're competing against Pat McAfee. You're competing against every YouTuber, every reporter, every journalist. You're competing against everybody and their mother. Literally everybody and their moms are talking about the Super Bowl. So you kind of get lost in the whole view thing, even if I have 94,000 subs, and that's also why this channel was created. But usually I don't even think of it. right? So my point just is, like, I cover all 32 teams technically. I'm already making, like, I'm about to make, the reason I'm even making this video right now is because I want to go to the gym in 2 hours, but I've been on my deathbed for the last 3 days. I'm still so tired, 2 coffees in, and I figured this video would wake me up. And I'm about to make a Mike McDaniel Charger video. So usually I'm like all in, like, ooh, you know, let's fix the Jacksonville Jaguars, let's fix the Arizona Cardinals, let's fix the Patriots or the Seahawks. Not like, let's take a look at this Super Bowl here. If I had to give you a prediction, though, I would probably go Seattle. In fact, not probably. I am going Seattle. I've been telling anybody who's been asking the Seattle Seahawks. This is what's annoying. I just saw Mina Kimes talk about this. Sorry, this video is so out of everywhere, left field. Hopefully you enjoy this because I feel like this is what makes YouTube. But Mina Kimes was on a podcast with, I think it was like Paulo. I don't know if his name's Pablo Torres or Paulo Torres. I think his name's Paulo. And they were making fun of Mina Kimes for tweeting like, 40,000 times and whatever. And she had this quote and she was like, people don't care if you're right. They do not care if you're right. People care if you're wrong, and they want to tell you and show it and prove to you you're wrong. So I've been saying the Seahawks are going to win the Super Bowl as my hot take since the first game of the season. Christmas Eve of whatever the NFL opening day is, the eve of the start of the NFL, the first game, I tweeted that the Seahawks are going to win the Super Bowl as my hot take. And I've been saying that all year, and Seahawks fans have appreciated it. Like, hey, you've been with us for literally the entire season. You've been with us for years. You've been calling this, thank you. Thank you for all your work. But nobody gives a jack diddly squat about me predicting the Seattle Seahawks to win the Super Bowl. So I got to start getting a little bit more out there with my takes. Maybe I should make a video literally titled "The Seattle Seahawks Will Win the Super Bowl" on the first day of the NFL season. I guess that's actually probably the answer. But I feel very vindicated, and I just feel good about myself for calling the Seattle Seahawks success. But I think they're just a slight level ahead of New England. Usually when I'm like thinking about a game-to-game, who's the better quarterback, right? If I'm predicting who's going to win the division in a single season, usually you're looking at the better quarterback. When you look at playoff games, Super Bowl matchups, whatever it is, wild card, who's the better quarterback? More often than not, the better quarterback beats the lesser quarterback. I think Drake Maye, who's obviously was second in MVP voting, you could probably even argue Drake Maye's a better quarterback than Sam Darnold right now because of all of his statistics, because he's second in MVP odds. But I think Darnold is ready for this. I think Darnold has been waiting the last probably 5-6 years for an opportunity like this, probably when his head hits the pillow, and he's losing these games for the Jets, or he's in San Francisco as the backup QB, or he's with the Panthers, and all this career turmoil after being, the third overall pick in like 2017, 2018. Just a lot of sleepless nights of what my future looks like. And I feel like he has been waiting for this moment for so long. He is playing like a really good quarterback right now. And essentially what I'm trying to grasp as far as quarterback comparisons go, Drake Maye, second in MVP voting, but he's also the second youngest Super Bowl starting quarterback of all time. Sam Darnold looked horrible against the Rams one game this season. He looked horrible against the Rams for the Vikings in the wild card game last season. He looked horrible for the Vikings in Week 18 against Detroit of last season. But outside of those 3 games, he's the most winning quarterback in the NFL. And so I think they're pretty even. You could make a case for Drake Maye's the best quarterback in this game. Sam Darnold's the best quarterback in this game. So then we look at coaching. Mike Vrabel and Mike Macdonald. 2 Mikes. The Mike against Mike. Mike and Mike. There might be a meme in there. I'm going to have to workshop that. Mike and Mike's with Mike and Ike's. Mike and Mike in the morning. Great show. Great radio show. I feel like it's pretty similar as far as coaching goes. We've never seen Vrabel as a head coach get this far. We've seen him get to the conference championship with Tennessee Titans and Ryan Tannehill. We've never seen him get this far. And then Mike Macdonald, we've seen him he didn't get this far with Baltimore, and this is also his second year as a head coach. So these guys have good pedigrees as like DCs or even head coaches. Coaching-wise, I feel like it's pretty even as well. I think Mike Macdonald might be the best head coach in the NFL, but just for like argument's sake, they're pretty even, right? Mike Vrabel's got his strengths. Mike McDonald's got his strengths. I'm confusing myself saying all these Mikes. Personnel-wise, who's got the better offense? Who's got the better defense? No matter how you want to dice it up, offensive coordinator, head coach, quarterback, offensive line, wide receivers, defensive line, secondary, I just think Seattle's roster is a little bit better than the New England Patriots. I think their defensive roster is significantly better than the Patriots' defense. And that's not a knock in any way, shape, or form. The Patriots' defense is severely underrated, and what's annoying about that is they're statistically a really good defense, but people just use the whole like strength of schedule crap to negate their talented defense. There's a reason they went out there and got all these guys on the defensive line. There's a reason they went out there and drafted Craig Woodson, and there's a reason they spent so much money in free agency on defense for guys like Milton Williams. And so they're a good defense, but I think Seattle as a unit, as a whole, there's like there's something there that words can't really describe. And that's been my whole theme for why I think the Seahawks will win the Super Bowl. And I've been saying that as much as I can in these videos in the playoffs, because as magical as this whole New England Patriot thing and season is, when I watch the Seahawks and, I see the 49ers were the most bet on team in the divisional game against Seattle to win, and I see Shaheed run the 95, 98-yard return back, there's something special in that era. There's something special in that Seattle era. There's a certain aura, as the kids would say, an energy and a feel with the Seattle Seahawks team that I just feel like they're destined, and I feel like they're destined to win the Super Bowl. And now that we're already at the big game, it just feels like it's just going to happen. I don't know what the specifics are going to be like. Is Ken Walker going to be the guy who does it? Is it Sam Darnold? Is it the defense sacking Drake Maye 5 or 6 times and forcing a fumble or two and an interception or two? I don't know about the specifics of the game. I'm going to sit back, relax, and enjoy it. But I think Seattle's got the edge defensively. I think they've just got the slight edge over the New England Patriots in all of these when everything's just added together. So we're still a week away. February is tomorrow, actually. February is historically horrible month, folks. Horrible month. Every February, I feel Will Upton that this might be the last year I do YouTube. So we're figuring it out, and I really enjoy making videos on this channel. I hope you guys enjoy watching them a little bit longer. Like I said, I feel like a goof holding this mini mic when I see it back, but I honestly really enjoy it. But this should be fixed eventually. I was saying Monday for so long. That was the estimated delivery date. It's Saturday now. We're a week behind. It seems like a whole mess down there in like the southern middle, just the whole like half of the south and east half of the America just seems like it's a whole shit show right now with the weather. So hopefully, like I said, everybody is safe, everybody's good, healthy, and warm and dry. But that's it for me. Thank you guys for watching. Love doing these. Let me know if you enjoy it, and give me a score prediction if you want, or at least give me a prediction down below. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you for watching. Peace.